pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Ricardo.
Here.
Mr. Hoffman.
Here.
Mr. Condit.
Here.
Mr. Molina.
Here.
Mr. Silverston.
Here. Approval of meeting minutes for October 14th, 2014. Move to approve. Second. Roll call on approval of minutes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Condit.
Yes.
Mr. Molina.
Yes.
Mr. Silverston.
Stay.
Mr. Ricardo.
Yes. Amendments to the agenda.
Yes, I have two. I'd like to add Resolution 79, 2014, a resolution authorizing the payment of an amount not to exceed $9,700 to Alban Surveying Company for surveying services to prepare a dedication plat for the private sections of Aurora Lake Road and Nautilus Trail.
Just add it to the agenda. Need a second. Second. Roll call.
Mr. Condit.
Yes.
Mr. Molina.
Yes.
Mr. Silverston.
Yes.
Mr. Ricardo.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Real quick, and I know we've done this all the time, but do we really need to add it to the committee of the whole agenda?
He's gonna read it so you can have discussion on it.
Okay.
Okay, I also have Resolution 80, 2014 to add. It's a resolution to amend Resolution 22, 2013, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Buckeye Mountain Coffee and Water Service for coffee and other services. Sorry, I'm laughing. For the village of Reminderville, an amount not to exceed $2,000 per year.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Molina.
Yes.
Mr. Silverston.
Yes.
Mr. Ricardo.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Condit.
Yes. Going to committee reports, Mayor. Oh.
I'd also like to add an executive session after legislation. I want to talk about salaries and for real estate.
Need a second.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Silverston.
Yes.
Mr. Ricardo.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Condit.
Yes.
Mr. Molina.
Yes. Okay, now we're going to committee reports, Mayor.
Today at the mayor's meeting, one of the things that was brought up was the fact that it kind of looks like the way these elections are going is nobody's going to change seats. Kind of looks like most of the incumbents. And with that comes the idea of the municipal income tax. You know, as we use RETA right now, you know, they want to go to a centralized way of collecting income tax, plus they want to change that. Now, as mayors and city managers of Northeast Ohio, we've gotten together and we kind of did like a red light, green light, yellow light type thing, because there was like 57 different proposals that they had set up out there. But one of the things that was going to affect Reminderville, I thought kind of heavily, was they were going to give a person 21 days into a city or village before they tax them. So you could actually, what we have, because we have so many builders here, they'll rotate them through and not have them stay so long and head them back out, and then that way they never have to pay tax to that city or that village. So the new proposal from the governor and the people on the were saying 21 days. So that means somebody could come in here, work for 21 days, like whether it's Ryan Homes, having got a roof or whatever it may be, then move them out, then we'd never collect any tax from them.
So it's not cumulative, it's just,
No.
it starts over?
It starts all over. So, that's the proposal they want.
Sure.
Currently, it's, I think it's 7 days, is that right, Deborah? Does that sound right?
It's either either 7 or 14, it's shorter than 21, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's 7, and then, and it's still things you gotta chase, Rita has to chase, but. So anyway, so one of the things I think they're gonna end up doing is, I think they're gonna drop it down to like 12 days, and they're gonna make it retro, and they're gonna make it so that anybody that, like if you have a plumbing company that comes in and they plumb, they're gonna tax that whole plumbing company. So it used to be they would just send in, like, you go in and plumb for a week, you go in and plumb for a week, you go in and plumb for a week, and that's how they kinda got around it. So now they're saying, hey, I don't care who it is in there, you're gonna have to pay taxes because it's your company inside that. So hopefully that part of it stays in, because that would help us as much building as we have going on right now currently today. So that was like, the only thing, they are still pushing the idea of just having one statewide facility that does all the collecting of taxes, and then they would send us back out what they think we deserve. There's a few other taxes, like SERP taxes and things that really we don't have to deal with, but communities like Canton has to deal with, where Temkin guys got like $10 million worth of bonus, but they call it retirement. So when they put it into the retirement fund, that's like $200,000 that that person has to pay towards Canton for the tax. And so they're removing that tax. So that's a big chunk of money to big cities like that have that. So Mayor of Canton's not happy. Other than that? Oh, yeah.
Sam, when would this eventually all go down after they, sometime next year?
Well, there's a lame duck session coming right after election,
Right.
so they're gonna do that, and they're probably going to push to update, the bill, I can't think what it's called. Lack of term, Bill of Rights, what is it for the state of Ohio? I can't think of it.
How revised code?
No, it's not Ohio Revised Code, it's, come on, lawyer.
No.
They're really outdated, but they're whatever they are. I'll think of it as we go through.
Mr. Carpenter?
I don't have anything new, but just on something that Mayor Alonso just touched on there, you know, the one agency handling all the taxing, you know, we had some growing pains with Rita back in the days when we were first starting. I think Al might have been on council at the time. You know, we had to sue them to get back $60,000 or something that they had paid to Aurora. You know, Aurora didn't want to give it back, and Rita wanted them to give it back to us, but we ended up suing them. You know, I can just see a whole lot of messes like that if one entity is overseeing that whole thing.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, the growing pains with that are gonna be ridiculous, particularly in our case because we share the same zip code.
Yep.
And so many people here put Aurora on their mailings or receive mailings with Aurora, so, I mean, for us, I would personally be against it. But
Since you brought up the zip code, right?
what's that?
Since you brought up the zip code, because of us having that zip code, you call out insurance now? That's a Portage County zip code, and rates in Portage County are higher than they are in Summit County for health insurance.
Shocking.
And you can tell them, I don't
Older
live
community.
in Portage County. And some insurances aren't available in Portage County that are available in Summit. But because of that zip code, it comes up Summit, Portage County.
Yeah.
And your phone number, we have a 995 number, and that comes up Portage County. So it's spiked the whole way around, and that zip code creates quite a problem.
It does, and it will for some agency that's in Columbus or somewhere. That's it.
Thanks. Terry?
Okay, I just have a few items here. A lot of things are slowing down now that the weather's turning a little cooler. Resolution 73, the change order for Trimore. Jean had asked if I would ask you guys to pass that by emergency. We are waiting to process some pay apps on the change order. And then the same with resolution 74, 2014. That concerns the inspection, the added inspections that were done due to the change order. So, and then Resolution 79, that's the survey of Aurora Lake Road. We're working with Aurora to get that paved, to make that safer for residents to get in and out of the second entrance to Aurora Shores. And that is just for the surveying cost. The actual work would be done by Aurora City.
How is the dollars, this 9,700 being split?
It's not being split.
That's
This
not
is
being
our
split.
portion,
That's our portion. Yes.
and this is half of the total? or-
No,
No.
Okay.
I'll take it from here. They've helped us with what we just did with California Street to put in, when we spoke about it at about, before we did the issue one, that we would do this for them if they would help us out with the California Street project. And they're gonna handle all the stormwater part of California Street if we get the grants.
Oh, okay.
Cause they couldn't put forth the money because they were doing this, so that's.
Yeah.
And then a couple other projects that we have coming up, an update on the senior apartments. I am expecting on November 5th that we will receive the response that Bob Rodick was looking for before we could issue the building permit. November 5th on that. Trade Winds parking lot, there's currently a plan to pour a concrete parking lot down there, and all of it's been approved except for an extension that would add extra parking spots. That portion Bob Rodick has asked to go to Planning Commission, just because it's a changed use of that portion of the property. But they are changing it from an asphalt parking lot to a concrete parking lot. And they're adding, they've changed the drainage, so it's going to drain properly and take care of some of the water issues down there. And we have another plan that's coming in that's going to go to the Planning Commission for Conrad's. They are planning to build a car wash, so that'll be going to the Planning Commission. And
A self-serve car wash, or?
they haven't, all we have is the site plan so far, so I don't have the details on it. So, and just an update on the building, phase 6 of Harrington, they have 6 lots remaining. Liberty Ledges has 24 lots remaining, so they're almost built out in Harrington, so they're moving forward. And that was all I had.
The site plan for Conrad's car wash, is that, where is it in conjunction to where the building is?
It will
Behind
be,
it, to the.
it'll be on the south side of the building.
To the right.
Thanks, Steve. Rec Center, Walt?
The Akron Beacon Journal received the ads on the 24th and the 31st for request for proposal, and we should be getting those into us in early November. We will have to plan a meeting then and review all of those so that we select the architect to finish the work, so we can go out to bid. So I'm not sure exactly when that will be, but I would think we would need it sometime first or second week in November.
Okay. Deborah?
Yeah, I actually have a question for Paul on, ordinance 23, 2014. Am I permitted to ask council to add something, or do I need to submit?
Which one is that?
It's an appropriation adjustment to the budget.
Okay, and where are we at, first, second reading, what are we at?
I'm hoping that they will pass it by emergency for the.
So is it first reading?
Yes.
Correct.
Now's the time to add it.
Okay. If I could, does everyone have a copy of that on your Under the second fund, the JED project fund, 2073, if you recall, the permissive tax money that we received as a refund for the work that was done in Glenwood, it was over $200,000. The auditors and the mayor and I talked through it and made sure that it was deposited into the proper fund. So it went into 2073 because that's where it was originally paid from. So we have a couple of $100,000 of extra money in there that the mayor would like to be able to use for projects on Glenwood. So part of that is the signage that is, part of it is up. And I believe they're gonna be working on some more. And I think we could probably get through the rest of this year with 50,000 of that 200,000. But I'd like to have more money appropriated so that as projects come up, that we have the money available. So I'd like to request 50 more into, it would be into a project line item within that fund, 2073, for road projects.
So you're gonna change the amount that's in the ordinance right now to have $50,000 more?
Correct.
Whatever the numbers are.
Correct.
Yeah. When that's read tonight, that'll incorporate that, but you'll need to change the
Right, the actual,
ordinance.
correct. And then the only other thing I have is also in regards to 23, the fund balances that are negative, these appropriations and transfers will take care of that. So that's part of why I'm requesting that it's passed by emergency. That's all. Thank you.
Thanks, Deborah.
Mhm.
Police chief, no report. Fire chief.
The two individuals that we're processing for new probationary firefighters have so far passed everything up to this point. So both of them are scheduled for their medical physicals now at the Cleveland Clinic, and as soon as they get those, as soon as I get those test results back based on those, I'll probably be coming to you for some legislation.
Okay.
Hopefully before the end of the year.
That's it? Architectural board review?
We met last night and we approved one deck and one brick wall, which is actually a patio enclosure. It's about 2.5 feet high. It's a ground level patio, stone patio, kind of curved around the outside of the patio. That's it.
Thanks, Tom. Planning and zoning? Should have no report. Board of Zoning Appeals? Finance?
Finance met today at 6:30. We recommended payments in the amount of $253,972.03, of which $198,000 of that amount was Twinsburg Township's portion of their, of the JED. Next meeting will be, I don't know, second Tuesday of September, 6:30, whatever date that is.
Actually, the next meeting is Veterans Day.
11?
11.
Very good.
Here?
The council. Cable, no report. Communications?
I'm not sure if anyone talked about it when I was missing.
Nobody talked about it.
From our last meeting, I know, Tom, I don't know if you spoke.
Yeah, I spoke a little.
Okay, but basically, the website is, the new website is pretty much ready to go. Our web designer is making some last minute changes. I guess I'm hoping next meeting to, maybe take 5 minutes or so and put it up on the projector and run it through so you guys can see it. What we found really helpful in the communications committee is when you're talking about a website, it's hard to, you need to see it, and maybe you can make some recommendations or maybe make some changes, last minute changes from what the council would like to see, and then hopefully we can kind of go live towards the end of the year. And our next meeting is November 3rd at 7 up here at the Village Hall.
Thank you, Mark. long-term community development or Parks and Rec.
We had another very successful Halloween party last Saturday. We had perfect weather, and I wanted to thank all the volunteers, a couple of them are in this room, that helped make the party a success, and thank Chief Buck and his men for the work they did. It was really fun. We will be meeting on November 19th. We'll be discussing the finalization of the tree lighting and the Santa delivery. They are tentatively set up right now, the tree lighting, November 29th, Saturday, that's a Saturday from 6 to 7. And the Santa delivery, December 13th, starting at 1:30. And I say tentatively right now because I've yet to discuss it with the department heads. I got it, the fire department's a very, very large part of both of those events. As soon as I discuss it with Chief Plunkett and Chief Buck and get everybody's okay, we'll finalize those dates.
Thanks. That's it, Mark?
That's it.
Thank you. Records?
No.
Seniors?
Seniors, 2 Mondays ago, we had our annual spaghetti dinner, and I thought that was pretty successful. It looked like it was a really nice time. Again, I want to thank Chief Plunkett and Assistant Chief Johns for throwing that. It was really nice. Everybody that talked to me said they really enjoyed it. So thanks again. Our next breakfast will be tomorrow at 10 at Tony's in Northfield. And our next lunch is a mystery because I forgot to bring my calendar for November.
Giorno's, the Italian restaurant on Ravenna Road.
Okay. That's it.
What's the date for that?
The second Tuesday, the same day that council meeting.
Okay.
11.
And that's for lunch?
Yeah.
Are they opening it special for you?
I didn't schedule it, somebody else did, so, and I'm not gonna be there.
Because normally they
Coming
don't
back from
open
out
for
of
lunch
town.
anymore, that's why I wondered.
I don't know. When they call, they might find that out.
Don't just assume they're open. I didn't think they were.
I'll talk to the person that made the schedule tomorrow at breakfast.
Thanks, Mark. And Jed?
Jed's next meeting is the first Tuesday of December at 7 o'clock, and it is at the Township Hall.
Okay, legislation, ordinance 21, 2014, an ordinance to amend the zoning map of the village of Reminderville by rezoning a 2.8565 acre tract of land from Class A residential to environmental conservation plan development district, second reading. Ordinance 22, 2014, an ordinance to approve and adopt revised Heritage Hall policies and procedures, second reading. Ordinance 23, 2014, an emergency ordinance to make appropriation adjustments for the 2014 village budget, first reading. Resolution 73, 2014, a resolution to approve change order number 2 for Trimore Corporation in the amount of $186,302.53 for work associated with the Nautilus Trail Reconstruction Project, second reading. Resolution 74, 2014, a resolution to amend Resolution 23, 2011 for work associated with the Nautilus Trail Reconstruction Project, second reading. Resolution 75, 2014, a resolution accepting the gift of a parcel of land from Liberty Ledges LLC, first reading. Resolution 76, 2014, a resolution to hire Dennis Kabala as a temporary snowplow operator for the village of Reminderville and declaring an emergency, first reading. Resolution 77, 2014, a resolution to hire Doug Schuler as a temporary snowplow operator for the village of Reminderville and declaring an emergency, first reading. Resolution 78, 2014, a resolution to hire Brian Soros as a temporary snowplow operator for the village of Reminderville and declaring an emergency, first reading. Resolution 79, 2014, a resolution authorizing the payment of an amount not to exceed $9,700 to Alden Surveying Company for surveying services to prepare a dedication plat for the private section of Roar Lake Road and Nautilus Trail, first reading. Resolution 80, 2014, a resolution to amend Resolution 22, 2013, authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Buckeye Mountain Coffee and Water Service for coffee and other services for the village of Reminderville in an amount not to exceed $2,000 per year, first reading.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss salaries and real estate.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Silverstein?
Living the dream. I think, I wanna say that they were